let's flip this. Hello, everybody. Just bear with me for one quick second here as I get everything kind of situated. So, hello, everyone. This is Carla. Welcome back to the studio. And for this is monthly Christmas card inspiration. Yeah, it's January 1st of 2025. So happy New Year's Day as well. And let's see, what do I have for you now? There are some things that are coming up and they are happening in regards to Stampin' Up and Celebration, which is Stampin' Up's biggest promotion of the year. I'm not gonna talk about really any of the housekeeping stuff, as far as like catalogs and all that other stuff. There are links in the description of the video that do have links on some of the things that are going on. Like there's still a special release of designer series paper. We also have last chance products, items from our current holiday mini that's about set to officially retire on January 6th. Some things, from that catalog, along with our online exclusives, the clearance rack, the kids collection, there are items in there. The bundle that we're using for this Christmas card inspiration video, Christmas Friends, is on the last chance list. And now, at the time that I am recording this, I am actually recording this on December 31st, the afternoon of the 31st. And I have my laptop over here, and according to this, the stamp set, both of these will be retiring. The cling stamp set right here, the regular price for that is $25. They actually have that on sale for $22.50. Now, these amounts that I'm giving you are in US dollars. Um, the dies, these are also on the last chance list, and their regular price was $34. They are now marked down to $30.60. And then, of course, you can still get it as a bundle, but that amount isn't discounted anymore. It's $53. So let's see, between 30. So let me see. Was it 30, 60? So you're actually going to save a little bit if you purchase each one of these separately as opposed to getting it in the bundle. Now again, as I said, when I'm as the time at the time that I'm recording this, it is 4 o'clock p.m. on December 31st, and they are still available. I am not seeing anything stating that it's on low inventory, but then again, that can change at any time. And purchasing the two items separately, each one is discounted a little bit, so you will be spending a little bit less on them individually as opposed to buying them together as the bundle, where the bundle price is 10% off the regular price. So I just want to make mention about what it is that we are using. Let's see. Um, what else do I have for you? Also, if you had not already watched it, uh, on, well, tonight, the 31st, I will be doing another video. This one I think may be just an impromptu live that I'm going to do before midnight here on Memphis time. Um, my YouTube channel at this very moment, with my last Friday Night Live, I'm at 189 videos and I'm doing my 190th tonight. So I end the year on a nice even amount. I won't be creating any projects in that video. Actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the changes that I'll be doing for 2025. So if you had not already seen that, uh, give it a watch. I'm changing up my videos just a little bit. Not much is going to change, just one little thing's going to change. And then as far as what I'm doing in regards to my in-person type of stuff, there's going to be some changes there. So I'm going to kind of talk about that in my final video for 2024. So this is posting on the 1st of January. So I have this video here. I'll have another one tomorrow for the next day, my Throwback Thursday. That one be a little bit of a New Year's type of theme. I'll be using the Light the Sky bundle. Now, those are on the last chance. And I know that one of the items, or maybe both right now, either the stamp set or the set of dies is already gone. So that's going to be my Throwback Thursday. Again, Throwback Thursday is my retired stash. And then on Friday, I will be going live right here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll be featuring the Nest of Winter suite that's in that holiday mini catalog. And actually, everything in that suite will be carrying on. It'll probably end up in our online exclusive. So I hope that you will join me Friday night for that. So let's get started on what we're doing for this video. So this is my monthly Christmas card inspiration. The whole idea behind this is if you want to make your own Christmas cards throughout the year, this gives you a little bit of inspiration. I usually make 2 cards, and those cards are more on the simpler side. It's when you're mass producing, the simpler the better. You usually don't go way overboard and, with lots of coloring and die cutting and all that other stuff, when you're mass producing. So that's the whole concept and the idea behind it. Now, yeah, we just finished with Christmas and I did quite a few videos that were Christmas themed. But again, I am going to continue on with my monthly Christmas card inspiration videos. And again, those happen on the 1st of each month throughout the year. So again, for this one, I'm going to be using the Christmas Friends bundle. Now, I had not used this at all in any of my videos, so I'm kind of late in creating with it. The 2 cards that I have are pretty simple and quick cards to make, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So for my first card, I have some things already pre-cut and pre-embossed and such ahead of time just to save some time. So I have here a piece of real red cardstock. This measures 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of basic white. This measures 5.25 by 4. And ahead of time, I have embossed it using the Painted Trees 3D embossing folder. And for this one, let me take a quick peek. I think that this one is also carrying over. Just want to be sure. Okay, yes, this is not on the last chance list, so this won't be going anywhere. This will probably, I don't know if this will end up in our annual catalog that happens in a few months. It may end up in the online exclusive, so you will still be able to get that. So again, I went ahead and I embossed this piece of basic white ahead of time. And then on a scrap piece of basic white, I had stamped the greeting, "Have a very Merry Christmas." I did this, let me move my light so now you can see a little bit better. I didn't want the glare on the stamp case and the die packaging. So the greeting, I had stamped that in real red, and then I had die cut it using the Nested Essentials dies. This is in our annual catalog, and I use this smaller rectangular die in here. And then I also stamped this cute bear. I stamped it in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and we're going to do a little bit of coloring using our Stampin' Blends. So let me start off and fold and burnish my card base. And then let me bring in my liquid glue, and I will adhere this down to my card base. Okay. This is definitely a card that you can easily mass produce, and it's not too much work for it. You can do all of your cutting of your pieces and scoring ahead of time, and then you can do it like an assembly line type way where you would take your basic white, emboss all of your pieces, and then stamp all your images, die cut. Now the stamp set, like I said, has a coordinating set of dies, so there is a die that cuts out that bear. And so let me set those aside, and then we're going to color in our bear. So I'm going to make my bear more like a polar bear, even though the style of bear looks a little bit different. Your polar bears typically have more of a pointed snout on them. So I'm going to keep it simple and kind of keep it, keep him white and just have that pop of color in coloring them in. So I'm going to bring in the light and dark real red and the dark and light granny apple green. And then I'm also going to bring in the light gray granite. So with, let's see, what do we want to do first? So I'm going to take my light granny apple green, and I'm going to color in this wreath that is around his neck. And I'm going to try to avoid like any of these little circles, which would look like berries that's on this wreath. I'm going to try to avoid coloring those in because I am going to color those with my dark real red blend. So I hope everybody had a nice and safe New Year's Eve. Definitely could not, well, I'm doing this early enough where I would say that I am safe. Typically, as soon as it gets dark here, even before it hits midnight, most times, it basically sounds like a war zone outside between the fireworks and then here also they love to shoot off guns too, which is, yes, very well, I will just say, I like New Year's Eve. I also like 4th of July. However, I do like fireworks too. However, in a residential area where, of course, people setting them off are probably drinking and who knows what else. Yeah, and when some things are dry now, we did get a lot of rain this past Saturday, but still, I don't like that happening too close to where I live. So doing this video, I'm pretty safe as far as not hearing any loud noises from outside. Okay, so then on the bow, I'm going to color this in using my light real red. So I'm just going to fill the whole thing in. Okay. So I'm letting these two parts here, I want that to dry before I go over with the darker shade. So I'm going to bring in my light gray granite, and these areas, these shadow lines here that you kind of see on the bear, I'm going to use my light gray granite, and I'm just going to kind of go over those hairlines that you see, and I'm just creating the shadows on him. So I'm not going crazy on it at all. Kind of just creating some of the shadows. And then we'll do kind of like his feet. Like so. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my dark granny apple green, and some of these little lines that you see here in the wreath, I'm just going to kind of go over them, not really thinking too much about it, just adding a little bit of a shadow like so. And then with my dark real red, I'm going to come in, I'm going to add like some of the shadows here on my bow. Again, the areas on this image are not very big, so I'm not going to do the whole go back with the light and blend it even more. And hopefully you can see this pretty well. Let me bring this down just a little bit, and hopefully my camera won't pixelate and start going in and out because it's trying to focus. So I'm just going to go over these dots like so. All right, so he is colored in. So now we're going to assemble our card. So I am going to add some dimensionals to the back of my bear. Like so. Okay, and I'll remove these. All right, I am going to loosely place this where I want it. I'm not going to press it down, so I want to put my bear kind of like right here. And I'm just placing it. I'm not going to press it down because on my tag, I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of this. And I'm going to tuck the right-hand side of this underneath them. So you can see that when I stamped it more over to the left. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to place this, make sure that it's straight. Looks straight. Yep. So I'll press that down and press that down. Actually, I'll bring a block in and I'll place that right there. And then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. Okay. It should be pressed down and stuck. Okay, and then with my Wink of Stella, I am going to color over this bow. The one thing I like about using the Wink of Stella, of course, you get that glitter effect on your cards without the mess of glitter. And when I color over something I've colored in with my alcohol markers, I find that it just really makes that color a lot more vibrant. So I'm going to do the bow, and then I'm going to do these red berries on the wreath. I'm not going to put it on the greenery part of the wreath, just on those berries. And that's all that there is to this card. So there's no, you know, rhinestones or anything. Now you certainly could add that. We also have the loose white snowflakes. Now those were sold out before like the last chance list even came out. So you can use like you can use twins as well. So there is our first card. So let me bring in the stuff for our second card. And the second card that I'm doing has a technique on it that I have been, actually, I've done this on quite a few cards and I've had fun doing it. And I'm thinking when we have our new annual catalog, we are going to have in that catalog two-tone cardstock. So close to my heart, they had two-tone cardstock in their colors. Now, I've mentioned this in the past that Close to My Heart did close their doors a few months ago, and Stampin' Up! Kind of took some of the products that they had and they purchased those, and they also, the makers, that's, you know, we're called them Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. They were Close to My Heart makers, and Close to My Heart was pretty much just scrapbooking with a little bit of card making. So Stampin' Up! Is getting more back into like the 12 by traditional 12 by 12 scrapbooking. So what they're doing is what Close to My Heart has as far as two-tone cardstock. So like one side would be a little bit darker, the other side's a little bit lighter, and then there's a white core in the middle of the cardstock. So the Close to My Heart colors are retiring, and then in the new catalog, they will be selling packs of the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock in all of the Stampin' Up! Colors. So you'll be able to get a whole pack of each of the colors. And Pool Party is definitely something that I've used quite a bit. I've done this technique on quite a few cards in past videos, so we're going to do it in this one as well. So for my pieces, I have basic white thick. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is from the Snow Day two-tone cardstock. This is Pool Party. Now, in our scrapbooking brochure, I think it's the Snow Day suite, or I'm I'm not 100% sure the name of the suite that we have in the holiday mini catalog, but they had a scrapbooking workshop kit that they had available, and this two-tone cardstock was in there, and we were also able to order just the whole full pack of this color as well. So this, like I said, measures 5 1/4 by 4, and ahead of time, I embossed this piece using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder, another embossing folder that I've used quite a bit. This is in our annual catalog. And so we're going to do that really fun technique with this. I have a piece of real red that measures 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And then I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then out of a scrap piece of basic white, I stamped my really cute pudgy owl in basic gray. Basic gray ink, and then we're going to color him in using our Stampin' Blends. So for this one, as far as coloring goes, I'm going to use my light and dark real red for his hat, and then for his body, I'm going to use the light and dark crumb cake, and then the light wild wheat for his beak. I'm also going to bring in my garden green ink pad, and one of the images I'm going to stamp is the tree that's in the stamp set. And so I'll stamp that in garden green, and then I'm going to color the trunk of that tree using, this is the deep number 100. When these first came out, they went by numbers. So this is part of the deep combo pack in our blends. And let me pull out the stamps. So I have my owl already stamped. I want my cute little tree, and then I want the stamp that says, I'll be thinking of you this season. I think owls are like just the cutest, so whenever we have a stamp set that has owls in it, I typically end up getting it. As a matter of fact, I know last year around the holidays, I think it was actually in the what was that? It was really near the end of the year. I ended up doing a video that had like some of my favorite birds. So I love owls. I also love cardinals and blue jays. And so I'm kind of making sure that this is kind of straight on my block because I don't have my labels on my stamps. Okay, and then let's get one for my tree. So make sure that's kind of straight. So when I stamp it, I'm going to really be paying attention to the bottom edge of the block. So if I have that straight, then my greeting and my image should be straight. All right, so I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. Okay, and I'll set that aside. On this piece of basic white, now I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. Now with these stamps, they're red rubber, so they have the foam cushion on them. If this stamp set had been in photopolymer, then I would use my Stampin' Pierce mat. So there was that foam cushion, so I get a good stamped image. But I'm using this only because the cardstock I'm stamping on is white, plus my background's white, so it makes it a little bit easier to see where I'm stamping when I have something a little bit darker behind my cardstock. So I'm going to bring in my garden green ink, and I'm going to ink up my greeting here. And this greeting will just fit across the bottom. Just making sure that all of the words on here are inked up pretty well. And so I am going to stamp this near the bottom, like so. And then the tree, now what I'm going to do, so I can kind of see where I'm stamping something, I'm going to look at where about I'm going to put my owl. I'm going to ink this up, and then I'm going to stamp my tree right here, like so. Okay, we'll close this up because we're done with our stamping. Okay, and then I'm going to take my deep number 100 marker, and I am going to color this trunk here. like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece, add some liquid glue to it, and try not to go over the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to center that right on my piece of real red. So there's just a really small border. So a little pop of that red along with the pool party is just a really pretty color combination. Okay, so now I'll set that aside. Okay, I'm going to color in my owl first, and then we will do that really cool technique on our piece of that pool party two-tone cardstock. All right, so for his hat, we're going to start off with the light real red, and I'm going to color in the whole hat, well, except for the pom-pom on the end and that little fur band on the bottom of it. Like so. And then I'm going to take my light crumb cake. Let's see what that looks like. And just by looking at the feathers, I'm just going to kind of go over it like so. I'm not worried about really completely filling everything in. Just a little bit. I think owls are just the cutest. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take my light wild wheat and I'm going to color his beak in, like so. And let me get that light crumb cake again. It looks like I missed a little spots, like so. And I'm also going to add a little bit on his feet here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my dark crumb cake. Let's see what this brush tip looks like. And I'm going to add a little bit of the dark. Do these tail feathers. A little bit here. A little bit that's under the hat. And then we'll just add a little tiny bit down here. So. And then I'm going to bring in the dark real red. That brush tip is looking a little mushed a little bit. And then again, these little lines that they have in the stamped image is basically showing us where the shadows would be. So I'm just going to go over those and then just up above that fur trim on the hat. And so there he is. He's all colored. Isn't he the cutest? Okay, so then I want to take, actually I'll put some dimensionals on the back of him. Okay, and then I'll set that aside along with this piece that we stamped and glued together. And then here is the part, the little fun technique that I've been doing quite a bit of this in my videos. So this is a sanding block. Now I do have a link to Amazon for a set of 4 of these. The set has some different grit weights to it. So this is 220. So the grittier the sandpaper is, or the sanding block is, you just want to be a little more gentle when you're doing this technique so that way you don't tear the paper. But what's really cool with this paper, like I said, is that it does have a white core. So we do have a background stamp in which you could stamp that has snowflakes, and then you can emboss it using white embossing powder. But what I like about this technique is that it's a little, well, it's going to make a little bit of a mess. I will say that because the paper fibers, you're kind of sanding those. But you can see that as I am running this sanding block over it, the white core to the paper is showing. So now the snowflakes are actually white. So you're saving yourself on worrying about embossing powder going all over the place. But you are going to have some paper fibers that come off of this as you're doing this. But I do have a lint roller handy that I will clean that all up. So I'm just going to sand this. And I really think, just want to get this one snowflake here. But I really think, kind of brush that off. But you can see how cool that really looks. It looks like that I actually heat embossed that using white embossing powder, but instead I just used two-tone cardstock and I just sanded it, and that white core is showing. So let me set that aside. Let me bring in my lint roller. I did get off of Amazon. So I wasn't even aware of these of these particular lint rollers. I went out on Amazon one time just to get refills to the regular lint rollers that you normally see in stores. And I saw this one. And what's cool about this one, that it's kind of got this rubber, now it's a little bit dirty here, but it's got like this rubber roller on it. Now you see that I got like some lint on there. There's a little bit, you see a little bit of glitter and things like that that I've used for cleaning up my tape, my desk area. So what I will do after I am done, all I have to do is go into the kitchen, run some water on it, and usually I use a little bit of hand soap on it, rinse it all off. Then you can let it sit to air dry, or I have a kitchen towel that doesn't leave any lint, so I will dry that off, then pop it all together again, and then it's good to go. So I don't have to buy any of those refill rollers for picking up lint. So I think that's really, really cool. All right, so let's bring these in and let's get our card assembled. So again, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue, add some to the back of this embossed pool party piece. Now this won't work on this technique won't exactly work on our regular pool party cardstock, because our regular 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12 cardstock, the color goes completely through the whole cardstock. It does not have the white core, so you won't have the same effect as you would with this two-tone cardstock. Now the two-tone cardstock, I will tell you that the weight of it, the thickness of it, is not the same as our regular cardstock. Our regular cardstock, like what I used for my card base and all that. This is thinner. So you can use this like as a paper layer, like a DSP. It's more, it's some, I would say that it's somewhere in between the thickness of our designer series paper and cardstock. Now, I don't think I would use this this two-tone cardstock though for a card base. So just kind of give you an idea about the difference of it. So when I placed my this piece down, I took the area that has more snowflakes on it, and I put that towards the bottom of the card, and where there's more open sky, I put that up at the top. Then I'm going to add some glue to the back of this panel. Okay, and then I'm going to center this on my card like so. Kind of press that down. Okay, we'll close up glue. And then I'm going to get the backings off of my dimensionals from my owl. And place my owl, put him right here, like so. And then again, instead of using embellishments like rhinestones and stuff, which you can add that to this. Like I said, we had the white loose snowflakes. Let me show you what they look like. This is them right here. Let me open it up. So they're little snowflakes. They feel like they're more like on a rubbery, they feel kind of rubbery like. And so there's a couple of different sizes in here. So this would also be great for if you were making a shaker card, but then you can use just a little drop of glue and you can glue these down as well if you wanted to add a little something extra. And again, this was in our holiday mini catalog, but these did sell out before the last chance list had come out. So if you have them, you can use those as well. We had snowflake sequins, you can use those. You know, any little sparkly embellishment. But what I'm going to do for this card, I'm going to go over the red and white parts of the hat with my Wink of Stella. Again, I love that little pop, how it makes the color pop, and then it also adds that glitter effect without the mess of actually pulling out the glitter. So there is the second card. Isn't he like just so cute? All right, let me bring in the first card, which was equally cute with the cute bear and our embossed tree background. So if you like the projects that I had made in this episode of Monthly Christmas Card Inspiration, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It not only helps me in growing this channel, it also helps me in building my Stampin' Up! Business as well, because it takes my videos and it gets it out there for more people to see. I know that if I'm consistently posting videos, and when there's interactions, like when I do my lives, or if there's comments after the live has been done, or on any of my pre-recorded videos, likes and subscriptions and shares, that all helps. So the more of that stuff that's happening, the more YouTube is going to put my videos out there for more people to see that like watching like the crafting related type of videos. So, again, happy New Year's to everybody out there watching. Again, this is my monthly Christmas card inspiration video. I will be back again on February 1st with probably a set that may be retired, maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but uh, let's see, what do I have coming up? So I will have my Throwback Thursday video tomorrow. It will be kind of a New Year's theme. I'll be using the Light the Sky bundle, which has now retired. Then on Friday, I will be going live here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will be featuring the Nest of Winter suite. So that has some really cool birds. The greetings that are in that set, none of them are Christmas related. Some of the images in the paper have like some evergreens in it, so it can look Christmassy, but this is definitely a suite of products that you can use year round. And as far as I know, everything in it is also carrying over, even the paper. So, with that, everyone, again, Happy New Year's. And I will see you in the next one. So, everyone, enjoy your day and have a blessed one. Bye bye.